AJMA, I am Erika Jeng, and I am hoping to be your next Vice President for Public Relations. So you may ask, what has led me to be where I am right now? Ever since I was in high school, I've already heard of AJMA. I've heard of it through my friends, through Ateneans. And as soon as I entered Ateneo, I just knew that I had to be a part of this organization. And the best decision I've made, it was joining AJMA. And I can say that I have been greatly involved in the PR department. Ever since I was a freshman, I was already part of the PR Elite. In fact, I was part of the first batch of PR Elite members. I am currently an Associate Vice President of Public Relations, and I have been greatly involved in all the PR initiatives this year. With pride, let me tell you that I have worked for all the PR initiatives, starting from AJMA TV, where I have assisted Paul in creating captions or creating storyboards, Red Mag, which I am spearheading, Taipa National Summit, where I was the project head. I was a facilitator for Combo, and if you did not know, I am one of the few people who actually use AJMA Buddy on Twitter. So with all my experiences, I know that I am ready to take on the job of being your next Vice President for Public Relations. As AJMA faces its 25th year, I envision AJMA to be known as the holistic premier marketing organization in the Ateneo. I want AJMA to be known as the expert in all things marketing. So how do we do this? So now let me present my platform. First, I believe that since PR is very much responsible in the overall branding of the organization, it is important that the PR department is integrated in the promos committee of all the events. I will assign a PR AVP regardless of whether or not the project is internal or external. Next slide. This year, we have invested so much in promoting good publicity. We had AJMA TV, we're currently making Red Mag, and we have the AJMA website. All of these I wish to continue, but to further improve them in the coming year. And I also want to add a monthly newsletter in partnership with HR to recognize outstanding members and to recap the month that has been. Next slide. I want to create year-long partnerships. We all know that this year, wow, PR had so many partners. What I want to strengthen next year is our partnership with the Philippine Junior Marketing Association. Unlike this year, wherein only opportunities from the PJMA were given to PR AVPs, I want to open these opportunities to everyone. Anyone can represent AJMA and PJMA so as long as you can represent the organization well. I also want to create partnerships with non-corporate media, specifically bloggers and social media influencers. I believe that this is important because this will help us tap into a wider market, a market which we are not able to tap as of the moment. I also want to strengthen ties with the alumni. Just like everyone else, I want to have an event called AJMA 25. It will be a night for networking. It will be a commemoration night. But more than that, I want this to serve as the stepping stone for future annual homecoming nights. On this very night, not only will we be able to commemorate the 25 years that it has been, I also want this to serve as a night wherein we can pitch with the projects that we have and hopefully have our alumni sponsor for us. And finally, I want to create social impact. I feel like this year, this is something we weren't able to tap on, which is why I want to expand Marketing Help Desk. This year, Marketing Help Desk was just only for Corel. It was only Corel teaching people how to get sponsors. I want to expand Marketing Help Desk by teaching people marketing, branding, because this is something we are good at. So why not share it to people outside? Why not teach small entrepreneurs, NGOs, startups how to brand their businesses? I also want to conduct short training courses which will help small business owners, small sari store owners, small bakeries or water refilling stations or whatnot, so we can teach them how to distinguish their business from other businesses. So I am Erika Jeng, and I hope you vote for me because I believe that I have been visible throughout the year. Throughout the year, I have shown my passion, my love, and my dedication for the organization. tried to get to know each and every single one of you so that I may be able to represent you well.
Jeng, your time's up.
Vote for me.
Ito tanong ko rin sa kanya. Given that, given that events VPs and com VPs want to give PR the final say on the promotional materials, what changes will you make within the department to adapt this change? And second, how can we be assured that you are actually capable of handling this since this is new to the PR department?
I would like to believe that I am very much capable of handling the power to oversee the promos committee. I think it's because I've had so much experience in promos. I worked for Shindig, I worked for Launch, and I think my experiences in these events really trained me. Especially Shindig. I would have to say that when you work for Shindig, you get a whole different kind of training. And being able to work as a promotions head for Shindig last year, I think that really equipped me with the eye for promos, with the experiences, with the knowledge for promos. And as for your second question, I will assign one PR AVP per project. This, regardless of whether it's internal or external. And the PR AVP will act as someone who will oversee the promos committee, just like how the com AVP oversees the creative directors.
So who will have the final say, you or your AVPs?
My AVP.
Okay, I have another question. You know for a fact that based on your experience with PGMA, it is very, very hard to be active in PGMA. But it's your mother organization, so how will you market PGMA to the members of Ashma?
Okay, so I think what happened this year is we wanted to have a relationship with PJMA. And usually, or maybe first thing you'll do if you want to send people to another org is you send your PR AVPs, which is what happened. Paul, Agnes, and I joined PJMA without knowing what they needed from us. We did not know what was asked from us. We did not know where we were going. Like, we didn't know the purpose of joining that program. So I think this year, like what I said kanina, I want to open it to everyone. It has to be stated there very clearly what PJMA is about. It has to be stated very clearly that if you join PJMA, it means that you see yourself working for PJMA and not necessarily for AJMA. So that's how I want to do it. I want it to be open to everyone, black and white, what PJMA entails from AJMAs, so that whoever joins can represent the org well, so that whoever joins can put up a good name for the organization.
Okay, now that we know why we should vote for you, now why should we vote for Andrew?
Why should you vote for Andrew?
Yes, everyone in this room. Why should we vote for Andrew?
Why we?
Am I allowed to give an honest answer?
Yeah.
I think I would rather vote abstain.
Okay, thank you.
Meanwhile, tanong ko kasi Bones.
Erika,
Why? Kasi yeah, go.
Erika Jeng, so as you know, can you flash her PowerPoint? The one that says social impact.
Sure, sis.
Thank you. So Erika Jeng, while we're waiting for that, I would like to quote you on what you said during your speech. You said that this year we did not have as much social impact.
Ito ba?
Great in social impact. Or we did not have social impact. Do you want to clarify?
What I meant was, of course, when I made my platform, I had to see what Fonz had in mind for this year. I wanted to see what his plans were and if we were able to accomplish his plans. And what I noticed was that, yes, in Fonz's platform, we sort of failed to look into creating social impact.
So as you know, being part of the executive board and associate vice president, our thrust for this year is actually social impact. So being part of that department, the public relations department, and you citing that there was a lack of social impact within your department, does that mean that your department failed to uphold our thrust in this organization? Please explain why or why not.
I think if you look at it in that aspect, I would have to say that yes, we weren't able to create social impact. But, again, going back to the goals of the department from the very start, based on my vice president's platform, I know and I think people know that the public relations department did a good job in fulfilling what the department planned to fulfill.
Yung sa phone yun. Yung sa phone, actually.
Jonah!
Si Alex may question.
Si Alex na lang muna. Alex, divert.
Hi. So you mentioned that one of the changes you wanted to do is for PR to manage the overall branding of AJMA by deeper integration into the promotions department.
Yes.
Now, the constitutional definition of COM also has something similar in it. It says the communications department makes an image of AJMA to its members through exercising creativity and innovation in all relevant aspects of promotions and marketing activities. So given that you want to manage the overall branding of AJMA, but COM constitutionally has to manage the image of AJMA, how can you reconcile that?
Like what I said earlier, structure-wise, PR AVP oversees promos, COM AVP oversees creative directors. What I want for the PR department to do is just to basically check the overall image. Meaning, when a poster comes out, does the outfit of the model uphold their values? The text content, is it worded properly? Those fall under the PR department. As for the COM department, it's more of the technicalities, the details. I would have to get that to the COM department because that's what you guys know best.
But what you said sounded more like details.
Details, technical wise, is yours. What PR would have to do is more of grammar. Overall, like macro and micro.
Okay, so PR isn't going to be involved in the operations of the promotions department because COM AVPs are also somewhat involved in operations because they do have to pass information between each other for the promotions to be chunked out.
What do you mean, like? Are you asking if I want the PR AVP to be involved in the operations?
Just clarify.
Oh, like,
Are you asking me a question?
I'm asking you to repeat what you said.
Okay, so what I said was, okay, so you're saying that the PR AVPs will also be, just clarify, so the PR AVPs will also be in promotions along with the events AVPs and the COM AVPs. And their function will just be to check, like grammar.
Okay, first of all, I would like to say that if ever I do get elected, I would request that events department will not be given a final say when it comes to promos. Why? Because I believe that PR and COM should have more of an idea on how our promos should look like. So first, events department would be part of the picture. They will just be in the picture in a sense that they should know what it looks like, they should know if the details are correct, things like that.
Okay na. Tapusin na.
What PR will do, like what I said earlier, is PR will just check the overall look. COM will still do what it does, technicalities of execution. PR is more of like overseeing the conceptualization, overall look.
Okay na. May follow-up mo later. Thank you so much, Erika, Jeng.